All right, 41, data sufficiency. So I've got a chart I've drawn here, a spreadsheet. I've got 4 columns and 5 rows. Each one of my positions only has one number in it. So I've put an X here where column 1, row 1. If I want to find the average, I've already looked at my clues. So that's why I'm going down this path. It tells me that the average of the amounts in row 1, the average of the amounts in row I is R sub I. So the average amount of the rows in row 1 is R sub 1. So if I wanted to find R sub 1, which is the average of the first row, we know how to find the average. We would add these up, plus W, and how many do I have? 4, and you divide by 4. So if I multiply this equation by 4, I get 4 times row 1 equals X plus Y plus Z plus W. So 4R1 is just the sum of the items in row 2. I'm sorry, row 1. 4 times row sub 2, that would be the sum of the items in row 2, and so forth. And in clue 1, it tells me that R sub 1 plus R sub 2, whatever, plus on down to R sub 5 is 550. So they're telling me that if you sum up all the averages, you get 550, okay? So watch. If I want to sum up all of my cells in this, I could take 4 times R1, that's the amount in row 1, plus 4 times R2, that's the amount in row 2, 4 times R3, plus 4 times R4, plus 4 times R5. That's the sum. That would be the sum of all my cells in my 4x5 spreadsheet. If you factor a 4 out of this, you're left with R sub 1 plus R sub 2 plus R sub 3 plus R sub 4 plus R sub 5. And clue 1 gives me that. That would be 4 times 550. And 4 times 550, that's 2200. 2200 represents the sum of all these cells. And how many cells are in there? 20. So if I took 2200 and divided by 20, I would get the average of all 20 amounts, which is what I'm trying to find. So clue 1 works. Clue 2 is the same concept, except it's using the columns. So I'm not going to go back through that, but you'd use the same rationale. So both clues work independently. So your answer is D.